Dinosaurs are real or not?
In your back.
Yeah.
Tyrannosaurus
DNA.
Rex is
Yeah.
a giant kangaroo. That's what it is.
Well, Eddie, it is.
Okay.
It is.
Like, is that real?
But so, Eddie, what do you don't think that like T-Rexes are real? Do you really?
When you I went full flat Earth on them.
Kind of
Show me a real
satellite.
picture. Show me a real picture.
Listen, NASA
Find
does
it.
not have one of those satellites.
Fake.
Why do you think that's fake?
That's
It
it.
looks real.
If that's real to you, man, shit.
You don't think it's real?
They faked 6 moon
Eddie, dude,
landings.
stop saying that because it's irrelevant.
It was all radio, TV, and the movies
Do you
have
remember?
always been about propaganda. Always in every country. It's nothing new. It's old school gangsters. Our country is the most
What does this have
gangster.
to do with? What does this have to do with the world being
No,
flat?
this is
Scientists.
look into it. Look into it, man.
But Eddie, I have looked into it. Look, these
Dinosaurs
all
are for kids.
Look, this is you could go over these different
That looks
sections
so fake.
of the Earth.
That looks
yeah,
so
well, you can
fake.
look at the next one that comes 10 minutes later. Maybe you won't think that one's fake. Like, oh wow, that one's kind of
It
real.
looks all fake.
It doesn't look fake. It does make these fake pictures of the Earth. Don't you think that would be
You know,
like a
we could
risky
speculate.
thing?
You want to speculate? I mean, I could
Sure.
speculate.
I wanna
don't
hear
know.
you speculate.
It's easier to control people when they're on a ball.
I've been trying to tell people that forever.
I don't know land people going to want to. There's actually more land. Shit.
What do you mean? There's more land.
Who knows? If you
Like the
yeah,
world's
exactly.
like
That's
huge?
that's.
What are you talking about? I don't understand what you're talking about. Like more
You're
land.
saying if the world is flat and the flat Earth model is true,
Okay.
what's the point of it? What's the point of?
So all the math is fake,
the
like
point?
that the Earth is going 24 hours in a circle. Is that all fake? That it spins, it's going
Gravity.
1,000 miles an hour?
I don't. When you look
Spins,
into it,
corkscrews.
we're stationary. They haven't
Corkscrews.
proved. There's if you
Oh,
look
we're
into the
stationary.
experiments. If you look into the experiments to prove that the Earth is spinning, all of them failed. Look into it.
What do you
Take off. Yes, get it? Take off. I think the three-dimensional blackboard will help us. Here is the shape of an airplane wing. See how the top surface is curved and the bottom surface flat? That's what gives the plane lift and gets it into the air.
You mean because one's flat and the other is curved?
Precisely, my boy.
What do you believe about America? Is it true? Are you helping to divide us more? Are you helping to bring us together? Do you really understand what this country is all about?
Do it again. Yes, what's true?
Well, I know this is going to make some of you angry. That's okay. I know that it's going to open some doors for some of you. I hope that it'll bring us all a little bit closer together.
Well, thank you very much, and welcome to the show.
Oh man, you can't get enough of the taco flying through the space on fire. I just can't get enough of it, man. What do we ever do without this?
Yeah, check 1, 2.
There are just some things in this world you don't want to watch and you don't think you ever have to. I have to review.
Because American people don't want to change, and about a deficit of trillions of dollars, most people's eyes glass over. They can't relate to that. Mistresses, we all perk up.
What about you personally? Let me ask you, be very specific here. What are your feelings on the U.S. electoral system? What do you think of the way it works and functions?
Well, I hope to overthrow the American government and replace it with a freely elected democracy.
Yeah.
I think that'd be best.
Just a pipe dream, I imagine, though, Bill.
Excuse me?
You have been excused.
Inlet, so all those particles are sucked against the filter, and then sometime during the week you can come by with a vacuum cleaner and you can clean all those things up.
We interrupt the Wednesday afternoon showing of Doughboys in Action with a special news bulletin.
Doggone interruptions.
I'm looking out.
Hey!
Interruptions.
The war will be back in just a minute, Arbuckle.
The United States has scored a beat on the Russians.
In case you didn't know, we have a lot of junk floating around Earth.
The International Space Station is a national orbiting laboratory.
The red dots are satellites, the blue dots are rocket bodies, and the gray dots are miscellaneous space debris.
About Earth and about space, about where we came from and about where we're going. We're learning more questions to ask. Known knowns, we know what we know what we don't know, and then there's a whole bunch of things that we don't know what we don't know.
It's estimated that there's over 500,000 pieces of space junk floating near Earth. Almost every piece of debris is traveling at speeds of over 17,000 miles per hour.
That way we could sort of work on a flat plane.
The debris is usually created from a rocket launch or satellites crashing into each other.
That shows the strange behavior of honey.
Astronauts that live in the International Space Station frequently need to take maneuvers to avoid crashing into space debris.
Thinking that the Earth might be flat. That is.
So I don't really know what's going on right now with the Earth is flat.
Thinking that the Earth might be flat.
this Earth is flat thing. That's a hard thing for me to even start talking about because there are so many proofs that this Earth is flat thing, that the Earth
be flat.
I'm sorry about all that, for all the science teachers, everybody coming up to me like, I gotta reteach my whole curriculum. I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize.
By bizarre subjects, chemtrails.
This Earth is flat thing.
Like, I think most people think it's flat.
Flat thing. This Earth is flat thing.
And the single greatest achievement anyone has ever invented in the world ever.
This Earth is flat thing.
Things you had to go through. Yeah. Movies usually are about endurance. Prayer. Drinking that carrot juice.
It's unbelievable. This is the beginning. This is a very important process. This directive calls on
this Earth is flat thing. This Earth is flat thing.
On a YouTube thing, and somebody was talking about how they think it's actually possible that the world is flat. What are they trying to figure out? And maybe there's something positive about them that can change me for the better. And if I were in conversation with that person, I hope I would say,
this Earth is flat thing.
Hey, want to listen to some tunes?
Flat Earth is flat, flat Earth ain't right.
Wait, it's all flat. Always has been.
The Earth is flat.
What if the Earth is flat?
What's with everybody saying the world's flat?
Of the Earth is flat.
But is the Earth flat?
And then when you're on Earth, it's flat.
The Earth is flat. The Earth is flat. Your reaction.
See, right.
I support that aspect of it.
Of the flat Earth.
The Earth is flat? Is the Earth flat? The Earth is not a cube because it has enough stuff. You'll see it'll become a circle.
The Earth is flat.
Yeah.
Earth is flat.
Well, the flat Earth is going to come from a position that science is only real if it's something that you can verify yourself. Some of the stuff like
The world is flat.
Flat Earth, if the Earth is flat,
is a flat Earth. World that is flat.
Most flat. Flat Earth, that flat Earth. Fascinating stuff.
Science stuff.
I can see the world is flat.
Earth is flat.
Flat Earth.
Majestic, flat Earth of ours.
That stuff is flat.
Earth is flat.
Right.
Earth is flat. On a flat Earth.
Earth is flat.
Doesn't want you to know.
Is the world flat?
The world was flat.
Y'all know it's a flat, right? Of course it's flat.
We were always told that the world is flat.
Flat, right? The world is flat. Yes, the world is flat. Yes.
Flat after all.
The world, she's flat.
The Earth was flat.
World is flat? Like a pancake?
What else says it's flat?
Flat Earth into this flat, beautiful land. Flat Earth. The world is flat. Flat Earth. They create a universe that is perfectly flat. Flat.
It's flat. The Earth is flat.
Absolutely flat.
Flatline.
The world is flat. Is evidence that NASA faked it. By the way, I watched both of your YouTube videos. I must say, remarkably uncompelling. I gotta tell you, hardly any evidence at all there for me that that stuff is flat.
The fact that it is, in fact, a flat.
Take a picture of me standing on the moon. Oh, that ain't really the moon? We don't have to tell anybody.
So tell me, Neil, is the Earth flat?
It's funded by a certain group of people, but the point of this...
We're all unpaid actors in some giant script that we didn't write.
About the flat Earth.
It's always flat.
3. Researchers a flat disk.
The Earth is really flat. Come on, guys.
He's got the word is flat on his forehead.
Flat Earth.
Do you believe the Earth is flat?
Ooh.
You going in the pool table is the Earth. That's why it's green. Oh, see, your shit is coming out now. And the world, they used to think it was flat.
Prove the Earth is flat. The Earth is flat.
Clearly is flat.
Whether it's the Earth is flat, whether
Earth is flat.
2016. The Earth is flat.
World being flat, right?
Well, basically flat.
It seems flat to me.
Neil, you suck. What does that mean? We got
The world is flat, and the world is flat. The world is flat, and the world is flat. And if the world was flat, and here's why: the world is flat. And
Debate whether the Earth is flat. Whether the Earth is flat. Flat.
Center of the universe, many of those same people believe the Earth is flat, like a tortilla. They're called flat earthers, and they have conventions and talks and...
Firmly believes that the Earth is flat.
Once you go flat, you never go back.
once you go flat, there's no going back. The plan of attack will stick to the facts. The whole thing will fall when we give up the ball and prove that the Earth isn't moving at all.
When I was about 33 in the woods.
And then it falls down instead of getting away. But they didn't do the rest of the movie that way. If they had stayed with that one idea, and in a guy who's less than perfect, in other words, make it very rousing and exciting, but he screws up, you could have had a running gag there that would have built throughout the whole film and been very, very funny. They forgot their own script.
announcement. This is Tom Petty, and you're watching the Countdown Revolution.
How do we know the Earth is not flat?
We don't. It's flat.
If you watch animation.
Space station. There's no footage. It just appeared.
Because there's not a spacecraft.
There's no footage of the construction of the International Space Station.
Are you sure about that?
100%. There's no footage of the construction.
They would have filmed that
shit.
I've known people that worked on the space station. I've known astronauts. They're real people, man. They were there.
No, they are real people. I didn't say they weren't real people.
So you don't think it's really constructed, or you would like to see the footage first?
Well, listen. If there's a debate. Let me finish, dude. There's a debate out there whether you believe we went to the moon or not. Everyone needs to acknowledge it. There's a debate. There's people that
What about the laser?
Hold on. There's people that believe we went to the moon, and there's people who believe that we faked it. You have to understand both reasons.
People have a right to say it.
Exactly.
Yes.
So when you talk about the people that don't believe we went to the moon, when they also say they're faking other space shit too, you have to kind of understand where they're coming from.
I think the world was flat.
Facts, the truth.
Sorry.
My message to unvaccinated Americans is this. What more is there to wait for?
The jump about.
Did he just say quit jumping on my balls? Yeah. Quit jumping on my balls.
Maybe it's because my gym routine suffered a little bit prior to launch, just because we were so busy. Actually, now that I've been here on station for about 45 days, I've had the opportunity every day. They protect time for me to go to the gym and work out, lift and cardio, and so or strength training and cardio. So I have no complaints, and I really enjoy exercising in microgravity. It's great.
Victor has a good workout ethic. After all, he's a bit of a gym junkie by the looks of him. And we all know that gym junkies love to work out, and I'm sure Victor has been giving the exercise machines a bit of a flogging.
The world was flat. Think the world was flat?
There are a group of people that absolutely and honestly believe the Earth is flat. The Earth is flat.
bench and say thank you? You're welcome, by the way.
I joined because the Earth should be flat, not round.
Guarantee. Cajun spice Ruffles bread potato chips.
Earth is flat, flat, flat.
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly. Like, we'd have way better CGI. Yeah. It's, I mean, I've tremendous confidence of, so...
Photographer. The world is so generous in its beauty, and you do your best to take pictures of it. It's just flat gorgeous to see.
So what did you think of the movie?
Professional photographer. The world is so generous in its beauty, and you do your best to take pictures of it. It's just flat gorgeous to see.
So what did you think of the movie?
If somebody says the sky is orange in conversation, or if somebody says the world is flat, true. So there's no point in engaging in conversation, because all you're doing is giving that person credibility for something that we've known for thousands of years to not be truth. So I don't even worry about it. The world is full of fascinating, it's flat, interesting new discoveries, and we're pushing the very boundaries of what we know, in conversation. Or if somebody says the world is flat, ignorant. I don't mind people that just don't know. Then they're just in the process of learning, so I don't bother. If you wrestle with a pig, the best you can be is a pig wrestler. So I want to do better than that. So just because somebody says something, no matter how big their megaphone is, doesn't mean that they deserve conversation. Just use your own brain. That's why we each have one. And choose who you're going to disregard.
We'll be right back. Whoa!
For over 30 years, he's been 30 years. I almost have to look down at the page, and it's been 3 decades.
3 decades of what we know.
When you're looking at it, going stretching in front of you, it's forever, isn't it? Obviously, it's very flat, you know, on that level.
And I haven't been here for 3 years. So.
We'll find you a place.
So the 3 of us went over there.
Of what we know.
I'm the 3rd generation of that. Saw you for the first time in the 3rd grade? If we use the theory of more gravity, but there were very specific problems, this flattens out any kind of intelligence. I must tell you, it was flat.
That you can listen to, or 4 minutes of stuff that you can watch for $150,000.
Greater risk of having this happen again?
Oh, no question about it, because she had 2 of them. You too.
To edit DNA, to fight, has nothing to do with wealth or social status.
Listen, this revolution, these are breakthroughs that are going to change the playing field, and it equalizes the playing field. We now can do things like approaching reversing aging. We amazing time in what I do.
Let's start with reversing aging.
Story. In the 1950s, Wanda Lunsford published the only paper.
And the world is flat, right? It's actually asleep within us. And this is a way to potentially wake it up. Repeated it, and it worked. And the world is flat, right?
But the book is...
She then went to the bathroom and actually collapsed in the stall, and that's the most lucky thing.
Or by having sex with...
Right, and that's the problem.
By sex and what else?
By you, if you have it, and transmit it to somebody else.
Right.
Whether you're rich or poor, 1 minute, and the world is flat, right? Ain't sexy, but do they? And the world is flat, right? The World Cup happened, and then all of a sudden, people from Brazil went all over the world, and the world is flat, right?
All around the world, going to a place where they...
You too. And the world is flat, right?
Turning, spreading back out around the world.
100 million people over the years because the world is flat. It's coming over the next month. The world is flat.
It's a news story, and you can have the exclusive.
Over the years because the world is flat. Over the years because the world is flat.
Appreciate it.
And the world is flat, right? And the world is
what?
The flat, right? Repeated it, and it worked.
Is that the truth?
Repeated it, and it worked.
Doctor, good morning.
Morning, Jeff.
We saw you last week. Well, first of all, there are a lot of disagreements over how countries should handle this, and all countries are taking different approaches to what's happening right now, many disagreements.
And the world is flat, right?
In your estimation, Doctor, where are...
The world is flat now in a sense that we're all very, very connected.
Its obligation to provide you with the fullest possible information.
And the world is flat, right?
I hope that you're enjoying the show.
About how the planet is a sphere. It is made up by NASA. It's a NASA conspiracy. They're just trying to find ways to get more funding, more money.
And the world is flat, right?
Chris, we wish you the best, and I hope tonight's not as bad as last night. And I hope if I have to have somebody dancing around doing funny things, it's neither of you two guys, because I don't want to have that image in my head. No, listen, thank you. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to tell people it's not a cakewalk, but we can get through it. And if you don't have people around you to take care of you the way I'm blessed to have, reach out to people who you know who have this. Do whatever you can to help them. And just to be clear, I mean, you don't know necessarily how you got this. I mean, you were doing...
No. And the world is flat, right?
As much as anybody on social distancing and stuff, right?
And the world is flat, right?
It's has to be. It is photoshopped, but it's has to be.
And the world is flat, right? And the world is flat, right?
And the world is flat.
Spread it anyway.
Exactly. One can lead to thousands.
Hey, don't walk away.
sun is like a spotlight, and it moves around, shining on one place at a time.
No, it's a globe of the Earth.
Get back. You mean the Earth isn't flat?
And nation program as it has been the nation program for adults.
I can go home. Huh?
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back. I'd go to the moon again. I'd go to the moon.
We have to pass through this danger zone twice, once up and once back.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond.
Shielding will be put to the test as the vehicle cuts through the waves of radiation levels for scientists to study. We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space.
I'd go to the
Space.
What comes after the International Space Station, once its mission is over, comes after the International Sure, the presence of humans in space?
Well, that's a great question. The plan that NASA has is to build a rocket called SLS, which is a heavy lift rocket. It's something that is much bigger than what we have today, and it will be able to launch the Orion capsule with humans on board, as well as landers or other components to destinations beyond Earth orbit. Right now, we only can fly in Earth orbit. That's the farthest that we can go. And this new system that we're building is going to allow us to go beyond and hopefully take humans into the solar system to explore. So the moon, Mars, asteroids, there's a lot of destinations that we could go to, and we're building these building block components in order to allow us to do that eventually.
The technologies that we're testing out on Space Station are definitely helping us with our goals of going beyond low Earth orbit. So we have a really robust exploration program.
All of this attention. No, I just don't deserve it.
The Earth is the only visible object other than the sun that can be seen, although there have been some reports of seeing planets. I myself did not see planets from the surface, but I suspect they might be visible. The Earth is quite beautiful from space and from the moon. It looks quite small and quite remote, but it's very blue and covered with white lace and of the clouds, and the continents are clearly seen, although they have very little color from that distance.
When you were actually walking about on the moon's surface and kicking about a certain amount of dust, did you notice any local color? And also, were you at all subconsciously worried about the possibility of unsafe areas?
Well, the color is a puzzling phenomenon on the moon, aside from the characteristics that I've already mentioned.
What comes after the International Space Station, once its mission is over?
You generally have the impression of being on a desert-like surface with rather light-colored hues. Yet
it was slow and weak, but it got its there. But it got its there.
Breakthroughs available to those who can remove one of truth's protective layers. Because there lies
piece of fireworks. First, you were chosen to do that. That's special. Yeah, I wasn't chosen to be first. I was just chosen to command that flight. Circumstance put me in that particular role. That wasn't planned by anyone. You sometimes seem uncomfortable with your celebrity, that you'd rather not have all of this attention. No, I just don't deserve it. Just don't deserve it. Just don't deserve it.
Because there lies
capital. It attempts to impose its command across time zones, continents, oceans, and beyond.
Because there lies
the time is gone, the song is over. Thought I'd something more to say.
because there lies
Hello, fellas. Everybody's here. Freddie, Tom, good to see you, Mike.
How are you, Mo?
Science is back, baby. And the Earth, flat.
Washing your hands does work. Social distancing,
flat.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
And the earth is flat. Washing your hands. George Soros.
You said that you felt that none of you were compensated adequately for what it was that you did for the country.
Science is back, baby. And the earth, flat.
Why do you feel that way? Can you tell us how much you were compensated? What do you think would have been adequate at that time? I mean, what you did was an amazing feat, and clearly something that.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Up 2, 3.
Science is back, baby. And the earth.
Washing your hands does work. Social distancing.
Government quarters. So my travel reimbursement was $33.
Does work.
And I, what have I done? You know, stop, and it's too late. I mean, doing stuff, and I, what have I done? You know, stop, and it's too late. I mean, that you're saying you're not. This is all in my mind. It's not in your mind. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
$1 billion? I don't know.
That stuff is flat.
How do you make a whole channel about it?
Yeah, I don't know.
That stuff is flat.
You know, chemtrails.
But actually, the stuff we'd done in the car the other day, it didn't have. I just felt it was a bit flat. It didn't have, something. It was too flat. Yeah, it didn't. It needs. That's why I think anger or a kind of bitterness in there. But
you're not talking about the stuff we did the other day.
No. I'm talking about that little.
Man, that's not flat. This was flat because
efficient. Flat.
Use of farmland. More efficient.
That stuff is flat.
Everything. Say it. Change the world.
That stuff is flat.
I'm asking you a real question here.
Yeah, I believe the earth is flat.
Louder.
That stuff is flat.
Stop. I could call it a barrier, but I think I don't have to do that so much anymore.
More centrifugal force is generated where the earth is
flat.
Walk, when I was just a little over a year old, I fell. We were living in an apartment that had a concrete floor. I fell and banged my head on the floor and actually cracked my skull. But I needed to learn to walk. And even though no one had explained it to me, even at that stage, biology and evolution, you want to learn to walk? It's been my observation. If you want to learn to walk, an apartment that had a concrete floor, I fell and banged my head on the floor and actually cracked my skull. Walk. But I needed to learn to walk. Learning to walk, which is dangerous. Walk. A rocket ship kills people. Walk. That kills people. We've had people die underwater. Walk. Training to do walks. Walk. It's a dangerous profession. But much like learning to walk or learning to walk, in my case, I decided a long time ago, you want to learn to walk, taking a risk for. To me, that's a word to walk, not just a person who is blind for safely come out the other side without a cracked head. You want to learn to walk? I like what that does, actually. If you say you want to learn to walk, you don't have to feel afraid. You want to learn to walk. Instead, you can sort of feel you want to learn to walk. You're part of this thing, trying to make this happen. Walk. So that when I walk out, I've been thinking about walk years and years. I no longer have to feel afraid. Walk. My job is now to walk with their fingers crossed. Walk. That's not how we deal with risk. Walk. We don't just take walk it as somebody else's problem. Walk. We are ready to walk. Oh, that must be a scary thing. Walk. People are scary. Walk, open spaces, confined spaces. Walk. You can choose to be a walk or not. Walk. I am never going to be a tightrope walker. There's so much danger in walking walk that it's not a risk I'm willing to take. Walk. It's a real danger. I can feel the fear of doing it, and the fear warns me that this is a danger that I don't want to subject myself to. Walk, indicator that you haven't learned how to do what it is you need to do yet. Walk. Walk, competent. Walk, competent. Then you're not. Walk, this thing that's happening, I got this. I know how to do this thing. Walk, I am not just a chihuahua shaken away hoping that this problem will disappear without killing me. Walk, to me, that's how you should deal with it. Walk. You're part of this thing trying to make this happen. Walk. So that when I walk, I am not just a chihuahua shaken away, and the world around me had put me in a position. Learning to walk, which is dangerous, was worth doing.
Waka waka.
Earth is a flat disk, with the Arctic Circle at its center and Antarctica at the edges, a 150-foot wall of ice. The Earth could be flat. Pretty wild stuff. But lots of extra attention was brought to the flat Earth theories in the past few years, thanks to the Earth could be flat. This fanned the flames on the internet, leading to even more online discussion about the flatness of our planet. However, is a fake. And now you know that the Earth is most definitely flat.
Of a bar and we're all pretending like we're somewhere else.
So tell me, Neil.
Where is the curvature?
Is the Earth flat?
It's true whether or not you believe in it, but Earth is flat. There are people who think Earth became awakened.
This isn't real.
Here's why. They're actually conic sections of a cone that you could
be flat.
How did you find this out? How did you determine this? Well, I had to invent integral and differential calculus to determine this. Spooky, actually. The hair stands up on, I don't have hair there, but if I did, it would stand up on the back of my ass. That's kind of freaky right there.
No. I don't believe it.
Huge ass is something ass you were is something ass.
It's not possible. Stop. Let me out. Let me out.
Wow.
Well, some of the stuff that is a little bit dated.
They're poisoning our drinking water, and the EPA said, you know what? You no longer have to comply with EPA standards for stuff you put into the water.
Why?
So the greedy oil and gas company said, great. Let's go crazy. And then some states are saying, no, we have a transparency law. So the oil and gas companies say, okay, we'll tell you everything but 2% of what we're putting into your tap water.
Sure.
And that's supposed to make
my eyes, how the world's filled with filth and lies, but it's plain to see
the Earth could be flat.
From now on, vodka.
Ugh. I mean, it's disgusting. You know what they put in the water, don't you? Fluoride.
Fluoridation is the most monstrously conceived and dangerous communist plot we have ever had to face. Water. That's what I'm getting at, water.
Everybody drilling for money. I didn't see no one till you come running to me. Water, water. Look what you brought into my life.
Now, again, all of this probably strikes you as wild-eyed craziness, flat Earth stuff.
On this majestic, flat Earth of ours.
Yes, Congressman.
And flat.
So it's really hard to believe that this is real.
On this majestic,
flat earth of ours.
Well, if it ain't my bestest friend on God's flat earth.
I want them to be self-sufficient. They need to get out into space.
That stuff is flat.
Kicks and deals. It's a long fly ball going back, and the ball.
And what?
What's his name? Felix.
Children, listen to me. Look around you. All around you. As far as the eye can see, the earth is flat.
You don't see the curvature of the earth. You just don't. That stuff is flat.
The earth is flat.
Oh. Again, all of this probably strikes you as wild-eyed craziness. Flat stuff. Earth stuff. Flat earth stuff.
And that dude who jumped out of a perfectly good balloon.
The current members of the Flat Earth Society in Congress, they must have been founding members of the Flat Earth Society.
Flat earth stuff.
Flat Earth. We have Flat Earth Caucus.
To you.
How do we know the Earth is not flat?
Oh. Again, all of this probably strikes you as wild-eyed craziness. Flat earth stuff.
Sun and I say, flat earth's bright.
If I use your product, am I going to like the way I look?
I guarantee it.
And they say it like they know it. And anyone who disagrees is a conspiracy, not a flat earther, a flat earther, a flat earther, a
Sun and I say, flat earth's bright.
The world continues to dissolve. It's sad how we just keep devolving. And the smaller it all goes, all the stranger it's becoming. The way you're perceived is legal. On televisions by the people. You don't fool us, we think you're evil. And your methods are illegal. They control you with your fear, and they fill your eyes with greed. Then they're giving you impulses to buy things that you don't need. The way you're perceived is legal. On televisions by the people. You don't fool us, we know you're
$150 that you can listen to, or 4 minutes of stuff that you can watch for $150,000.
Greater risk of having this happen again?
Oh, no question about it, because she had 2 of them.
You too.
To edit DNA, to fight, has nothing to do with wealth or social status.
Listen, this revolution, these are breakthroughs that are going to change the playing field, and it equalizes the playing field. We now can do things like approaching reversing aging. We amazing time in what I do.
Let's start with reversing aging.
Story. The 1950s, Wanda Lunsford published the only paper.
And the world is flat, right? They're actually asleep within us. And this is a way to potentially wake it up. Repeated it, and it worked. And the world is flat, right?
But the book is...
She then went to the bathroom and actually collapsed in the stall, and that's the most lucky thing.
Or by having sex with...
Right, and that's the problem.
By sex and what else?
By you, if you have it, and transmit it to somebody else.
Right.
Whether you're rich or poor, and the world is flat, right? Ain't sexy, but and the world is flat, right? The World Cup happened, and then all of a sudden, people from Brazil went all over the world, and the world is flat, right?
From all around the world, going to a place where they...
You too. And the world is flat, right?
Turning, spreading back out around the world.
100 million people over the years because the world is flat. It's coming over the next month. The world is flat.
It's a news story, and you can have the exclusive.
Over the years because the world is flat. Over the years because the world is flat.
Appreciate it.
And the world is flat, right? And the world is flat, right? Repeated it, and it worked.
Is that the truth?
Repeated it, and it worked.
Doctor, good morning.
Morning, Jeff.
We saw you last week. Well, first of all, there are a lot of disagreements over how countries should handle this. And
Lead to thousands.
Fully appreciated everywhere.
I took the stuff that I got out of your seal and I put it in ice water. And I discovered that when you put some pressure on it for a while and then undo it, it maintains, it doesn't stretch back, it stays the same dimension. In other words, for a few seconds at least, and more seconds than that, there's no resilience in this particular material when it's at a temperature of 32 degrees. I believe that has some significance for our problem.
It's not real.
But space is real, Pepper.
It's just pretend.
And the Earth is flat.
Least you can do is level with me.
Can you tell us if it's round or if it's flat?
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
As we play squash together.
You can't handle the truth.
Let's go! Hope for an answer someday. I got 3 passports, I got a water flowing under. It's alright. There's a city in my mind. Come along and take a ride, and it's alright. 'Cause I made a fool of you, and it's alright. Baby, it's alright.
Man does not easily change environments. So in going to the moon, Apollo astronauts take part of the Earth with them, proud of its bigger role in the Earth's environment.
You can't handle the...
Hi, Frank.
Hey, Ed.
You know, Frank, there's one thing I still don't understand.
You look like you're in a studio, maybe in Omaha, Nebraska or something.
Okay. George is pretending that the bouncy ball is the moon.
Way, because it's so clear. And you know, I shouldn't use that word. Most people talk about a flat Earth society, places where it's flat, and you can just see it.
and you can imagine that you're on a ball.
I was playing with that ball.
Edmund's space toy has landed on Peppa's head.
Up until that point,
You wouldn't find very many Flat Moon Society people.
globe. It is photoshopped, but it's has to be.
This looks fun. Are you going to the moon?
It's just boring space stuff for babies, Daddy. It's not real.
The moon. Astronauts to the moon.
Pretend, isn't it?
That's right, Peppa. It's just pretend.
The Earth is flat.
Medieval ideas out of your head.
Is the Earth flat?
You mean the Earth isn't flat?
It's true. Earth, round like ball. White man live all sides.
Years ago, everybody knew the Earth.
Can't see.
The world is actually round, like an orange.
Oh, that the world's supposed to be round, but I'm not so sure about this part.
For your information, it was rich in symbolism.
It was rich in boring me to death.
Oh, yeah.
No, yes.
The Earth can be changed into any shape. This way, no one's right.
You've got to figure out slowly, it sort of comes to you that you have to make these shapes in your mind, I suppose, that fit.
You take the D one. The C sharp. Line chromatic.